Hey everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm, and today we're going to DIY our own feed bunk out of a 55-gallon drum. Let's start with our materials list. As you can see, we have here a very simple 55-gallon plastic drum. I believe this one contained car wash soap. It is not food grade, but since it contains soap, I'm honestly not concerned that it's not food grade. I have already pre-cut the lumber for this. It is not all treated lumber. I thought I had enough treated lumber here on the place to do this project, but I don't. That's okay. I'll coat it with something in order to protect it. But what we have here, again, pre-cut, I have 4 2x4s cut to 6 foot. I have 6 2x4s that are 24 inches, and then I have 7 2x4s that are 29.5 inches. And I'm going to be putting this together with some basic exterior deck screws. I believe these are 2.5 inches, something like that. So as far as the lumber goes, I have 6 2x4s here. If you are really good, really careful at measurement, you know, really conscientious about waste, you might be able to get away with a different combination. But this, like I said, I have 6 2x4 8 boards here. Now, if you look at this barrel, and if it shows up on camera, there is a seam down the center of the barrel. It runs all the way around, okay, from where this barrel is formed. We have seam lines on both sides, or mold lines, whatever you want to call it, on both sides where the barrel is formed, and that's what we are going to use as our line as we cut this thing in half. And I'm just using a basic circular saw here, and the blade is turned around backwards so that I don't, you know, create any problems. I'm actually going to start with a plunge cut. Starting at the bottom of the barrel, and then I'm going to work my way around to the top. Throw down a couple of my 2x4s here to keep the barrel from rolling around on me. Flip it over and do the same thing here. Okay, so we have the sides and the bottom cut out. Now we just need to finish the top. Then we'll have 2 halves. I'm actually going to plunge cut this again in the center, work my way out. And there we are, 55-gallon drum cut into 2 halves. I'm gonna go rinse these out really quick so that they're not all nasty with plastic sawdust residue, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll be right back. All right, we'll let those dry out. Next, we're gonna build our frames. So my goal is for this to be fairly simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it. We're just going to lay out our frames here for the sides. Then we will attach our supports that tie everything together, that tie both sides together, and we will set the, I don't know if you can hear the cow bawling at her calf over there or not, but then we will set the 2 halves of the barrel inside the frame and secure everything. So I'm building this feed bunk 24 inches high. Like I said, it's 6 foot long. We're gonna mark our center. That way we can lay everything out the way it's supposed to be. I'm just laying these out on here. We're gonna shoot screws in to hold everything together. Of course, we've got a board that has a curve in it, and try to force it into position. There. Looks good to me. That's one. Need to build one more. All right, so I have the 2 halves of the frame here, and I'm going to measure down from the top 12 inches, and that's where we will place our support pieces that go across the center that are going to support the barrels. And there are 4 of these, in case you were wondering. So as I said, there's 4 of these. We will start by attaching them to one side, and we'll work our way over to the other. Now I'm going to lean them into one another and secure one of these middle sections. Now I'm not just going to start shooting 2 screws in each one of those because I want to get things lined up. And I'm going to kind of work my way back and forth around here in order to make sure everything's coming out right. Now, if you haven't figured this out yet, I'm not overly concerned with how square everything is. At the end of the day, it's feed bunk. I just need it to hold feed for the cows to eat. So it is what it is. Now let's see if our barrel halves fit in here like they're supposed to. Cross your fingers. Not too bad. All right, now I'm going to secure things here to the framing. Just going to run screws to the sides. Kind of hold these barrels in place, or these barrel halves, I guess. And there we go. Now we're going to put our 2 caps on the ends here. So there you have it. And apparently I miscalculated because I have one board left that is 29.5 inches. Not sure what I was thinking. Either way, this is our feed bunk, 6 foot long. It consists of one barrel that cost me $15 and about 6 2x4s that would run roughly, $4, maybe a little less, $3.50, $4, depending on where you buy them. Which brings us to a grand total of, I believe, $38, not including the screws. Now, if you were to go to the farm store, chances are a 5 foot feed bunk would be somewhere around $200. So building this for about $40 doesn't sound too bad. Now, one more thing I am going to do is come here in the bottom and drill some drain holes. And I'm going to do this, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there are ribs right here. We're going to drill at the bottom of these ribs. Now what do you say we try it out? And what better place to test it out than in this catch pen? Looks like it works pretty good to me. Now, if you're wondering why I have this catch pen here, it's because I've done a little trading. In the next few days, these 2 cows and then the white-faced heifer right there and then our little bull calf, they're going to be taking a trip and I'm going to be bringing something back home. So you should definitely be watching for that video. And there's a little bit of nervousness when it comes to stepping up in there from the heifer and the bull calf especially. But give them a couple days and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to come running up here into the catch pen. I hope. So overall, I'd say this project was a success. This feed bunk that we built here was about 20% of the cost of one you'd buy at the store. Now granted, it's not as light, not as easy to move, that kind of thing, but for 20% of the cost, it does what I needed to do. So like I said, think it was a success. I hope you found this video to be useful. If you did and you haven't yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you watching and we'll see you next time.